Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Today is Friday, May 1st, day 45, 46. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. We've been doing it forever, and I'm not stopping because I'm here to serve you. Today, we're going to talk about and actually reveal how many meals we've donated in the month of April as a result of the support here in the chat. We're going to answer some questions, do some website reviews, maybe even some YouTube channel reviews as well. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Income Stream.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Hey, in the famous words of Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May. Sorry, I had to do that. Really excited to share some fun stuff with you today, answer your questions. We're gonna go all out with helping you today, but we've helped so many people in this previous month thanks to the super chats that have come in. I'm also gonna be sharing what charity we're gonna be donating to in May. My family and I, we selected a new one, and a lot of it's based on sort of higher ratings and transparency scores and stuff like that. And of course, it's right now we're targeting those who are helping in the medical field right now. But really stoked on this, and I'm just gonna get right into it because I also wanna get into questions and helping you too. I'm also gonna be asking you for help. A lot of the second half of our chat today in the stream is gonna be you helping us, all of us and me, determine what our themes are gonna be for next week. As I said, next week this is starting Monday, we're gonna have thematic days, if you will. I'm also gonna be experimenting with how I might be able to make the beginning of our income streams almost like their own packaged YouTube video, in a way where if somebody watches it later who discovers us, they might be able to drop in later versus just, how the titles have been just Q&A with Pat Flynn, day 47, day 48, whatever. I'd love it to be a little bit more honed in on something that could potentially bring people into the show to watch and find us through search even later and still be valuable even, a year from now, 2 years from now, and all that great stuff. Martin, thank you so much. Starting off with May with some, wow, thank you so much, meals. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Martin. Just happy birthday to you. Skyrocketing my online business. I'm so grateful for everything growing. Thank you for that, and happy birthday, Martin. Martin is somebody who's been in here almost every single day, if not every day, and he's been very gracious with his time, but not only that, he's been donating every day as well, and so happy birthday to you. Scooby Life starting May off with new money. That's great. Well, why don't we just go into exactly how much we've donated, and in fact, I'm just gonna tell you right now. We're gonna go to the screen. Here is the receipt from this morning, the donation. I rounded it out to a nice, clean $1,200, y'all. $1,200 we've donated in the San Diego Food Bank. Every dollar accounts for 5 different meals. And so we've collectively donated over 6,000 meals to people in need during this crisis here in San Diego. So well done, everybody. Just give yourself a big hand, big round of applause. That is amazing. That was totally unexpected. March was 1,000 meals, and here we are with 6,000 meals in April, which is just incredible. So well done, everybody. Unreal, just absolutely unreal, especially because this was just a random idea one day to go live, and I just wanted to come in and help you, and you've all helped me help even more people too. So all of us collectively, well done. Unreal. You've helped people get meals, and I'm very thankful for that. And also, please make sure you read, because the dinosaurs didn't read, and look what happened to them, okay? So, anyway, very thankful for that. And let me share with you the charity that we're gonna be donating to in May. So we're gonna be donating to Project Cure. Project Cure. They were founded in 1987. They've helped create resources for people and those in the medical field to treat diseases and deliver vaccines and all this great stuff. And they are very, very bullish right now with helping those who are on the front lines. And so Project Cure, really excited about it. If you want to learn more about them, you can check out charitynavigator.org. And they have all these amazing scores and, very open-ended transparency about like the company and the organization and where they put their money and all that stuff. So Project Cure, we are helping those in the medical field through that charity this month, and it'll be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, Sue. Appreciate the donation that just came in as well. Donations not required, though. Not required. No fee required, like the song says, but I will happily accept and pass those on to those who can then redistribute that to those who are in need this month in the medical field. Thank you for helping those in San Diego this month, which is really cool. And I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much. We've done some good. We've done some good together. Speaking of doing some good together, I would love to help you grow your business and scale, or even start something new during this time. If you haven't yet gone to this website here, smartpassiveincome.com/toolkit, I would invite you to go there, because that'll take you to this website, which is a resource that my team and I created for you to help you during this crisis, including emergency podcast episodes about how to maintain your business during this time, what to do if you get laid off, how to turn your skills into a freelancing business potentially, and how to create a membership site during this time, which is very much in demand right now, tips for working at home, as well as my online courses like Smart from Scratch that are available for you to download and get access to for free. And my books are free as well, and so a lot of stuff there to help you out too. So, wow, what a start to a month. May 1st, how incredible. I just cannot believe that it is already May 1st. That just blows my mind. But let's kick it off by answering your questions. So feel free to ask questions in the chat. I'm going to be there to support you. Vicky, thank you so much for helping. I appreciate you for that. And just incredible job, everybody. We collectively are just a force to be reckoned with. We are awesome. Malini, thank you so much for the super chat. Again, appreciate that so much. So what questions do you have about online business? I'm here to serve you. I want to help you during this time. It's May, a new month, perhaps new goals for you, new things on your to-do list. Let's make it happen. Doug, thank you so much for the super chat. You're amazing. So let's keep it going. Our Healing Project says, feeling stunted with sharing my platform because it is a sensitive topic to some, alleviating symptoms of autism. Don't want to offend others, and it's a personal story I'm sharing. What do you suggest? So first of all, let me just share this with you. Our Healing Project, I don't know your name, and I apologize that I don't know your name, but that's okay. I'm just going to call you Our Healing Project. Doug, thank you so much for that super chat. So let's talk about this really quick. You have this very personal story. It is a sensitive topic for a lot of people, of course, and because of that, you're sort of holding back. And I would sort of reverse that story in your head and say, it's actually this story that requires you to go a little bit more bullish on sharing this story, because you can help so many more people who are going through this for the first time or who don't know how to navigate this experience, and you can help them through that. And so what I would also recommend is getting inspiration from others who are also gracefully talking about this particular subject as well, and helping loads of people, and sort of see that it's possible to do. And I think that's the most important thing for all of us, is a lot of times when we're doing something new or doing something sort of outside of our comfort zone, we have these thoughts in our heads, these voices that basically tell us, you can't do this, you're not good enough, it's never going to work, and all those sorts of things. And that's a story we make up, because that's not truth. That's just a story. And the more we tell ourselves that story, the more likely it is that we're going to believe it. And we don't want that to happen, because we want to do the other thing, or else you wouldn't have asked this question, right? So we can rewrite that story in our head, because the more you tell yourself something, the more you're going to believe it. And you can get inspiration and truth from other people who've done this already. And that really helped me when I first started my online business. Remember, there was a time when I was laid off in 2008, and I didn't believe I could go down this route and become an entrepreneur. I had no idea what I was doing, how to even get started. And it wasn't until I found other people who were doing something similar that taught me that, number one, this idea of it being impossible was not truthful. It was just a made-up story. I was telling myself, yes, I hadn't done it before. That was the truth. But other people have paved the way before me. So I would recommend looking at other people who are in that space, and perhaps even starting like a list, if you will, of, and I call it your nifty 50, right? This is what I talked about in my traffic booster workshop earlier in the week. That is your top 10 websites, top 10 social media accounts, top 10 podcasts, and seeing who else is out there, getting a lay of the land, if you will, and seeing not just that it's possible, but who you might be able to connect with and share your story to help others even through their platforms. And that's where I would get started for sure. Dole Whip Dad says, love your shirt. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Chris says, any advice for keeping track of multiple students in a one-on-one program? Google Docs, the easiest way to manage this, and I've done this for a couple years now. I have a program called the SPI Accelerator Program, where I have about 12 to 15 students each year come into a program to get coaching from me, and also get sort of collective coaching from each other as well. And the best and easiest way to manage that group is to use Google Docs, because it's just something that's free, number one. Number two, it's just very clear. You have a Google Doc of your students with a folder for each of their names, and you can either create a unique Google Doc for every single meeting that you might have. If you do a one-on-one, for example, you have one with the title of that document as the date and notes about that conversation, or you can have, and I know a lot of people who do this too, a running document of just chronologically reversed order all the things you've talked about, so that the next time you're about to get on a call with somebody, you pop open that document, it's ready for you to fill out, but you can also see the history and all the things that you've talked about, so you can remember. The folder is also great too, because in case you have anything to share or perhaps offer any homework for that person, they can use that folder that they also can have access to not only see their records and documents, but also to drop files into, should they need to, required by you, sort of submit anything. So that's what I would use. All right. Hi, Pat. Mike's Home ESL. About online courses. I already have a website with Squarespace. What do you recommend to a beginner? Using specialized platforms like Thinkific or ? First of all, full disclosure, I'm very, very bullish on online courses. We have 6 courses at this current moment in time, and we just crossed the $3 million revenue mark since doing this in 2017. I'm very proud of that, because online courses were a thing that I was deathly afraid of doing before. So yes, step into it, do it. It's a great way to serve people and help people through a process, right? With a very specific outcome. And that's the most important thing with an online course. Outside of the platform that it's on, you need to know, what is the outcome of this course? And the more clear you can get about that, the more likely it is you're going to sell it, the more likely it is a person's going to know whether it's for them or not, and the more confidence you'll have in delivering those results. So a good example of a course name is from my good friend Benny Lewis, who teaches people how to speak different languages, right? And for example, he has a course on teaching people how to speak Portuguese. Instead of just calling it Learn Portuguese or, how to learn Portuguese, it's specific. It's well, in fact, the name of the title of the course doesn't matter as much as the tagline. The tagline is where the results come in. So I don't even remember the name of the course, but I remember the tagline. Have a 15-minute conversation in Portuguese in 90 days. You can understand that. That's tangible. Wow, I can have a 15-minute conversation and it'll take 90 days to get there. Yes, and now I can backtrack. Maybe I have a trip in 100 days. Well, yeah, I'm going to take this course, because by the time I get there, I'll have very clear understanding of the language such that I can have a 15-minute conversation. And that's so clear, right? That's so clear. But when it comes to the platform, I'm first of all, an advisor for one of these platform companies. It's called Teachable. They all are great, by the way. But I am very much in love with Teachable. I love the company. I love the program. I love that it hosts my courses, and it just kind of takes care of everything. And although you have a website on Squarespace, which is great, it's going to be so much easier for you to manage and deal with and provide that great experience for not just yourself, but for your students to go through your course in another tool like Teachable, or like you said, Thinkific is great as well. But I'm very bullish on Teachable, and I'm an advisor for the company, so coming from a little bit of a biased point of view. But yes, use a platform like that, because their whole business is making sure that it's easy for you to create your course and your students to go through your course and for you to make money. And the more money you make, the more successful they are, right? If it's on your own site, then it's kind of all up to you. And yes, there are plugins and other things that you can include, especially if you have a WordPress website. I don't know about Squarespace and creating courses there, but it's just so much easier when some other company just masters that, and you can just kind of piggyback off of the hard work that they've done to make things easier for you and your students. Liz says, can you share your thoughts on blog posts dated versus undated, especially when posts are 9 to 10 years old, but the content is evergreen? I like having the content dated. It tells not just human beings that this article is, was written at a certain time, but also it tells Google. And the reason and where I'm going with this is you can update your older posts that are 9, 10 years old, or it doesn't have to be 9 or 10 years old to update. It could be a year old. It doesn't matter. You can update them, republish with a new date, and that can give you a nice bump in search engine traffic. It can also prove to humans that come there, hey, this is a relatively new article, thus I should probably, and you can have a little text underneath in the intro that says, hey, this was updated. It was originally written in this, but we've updated it with this kind of information. Thank you for being here. And it provides some proof that you are somebody who's keeping up with the times. And I think that's really key. So I would recommend having the date on there if possible, even though it's evergreen, so that you can continually have these things updated. And I would start with the articles that you have written that are actually getting the most sort of volume right now. That's where I would start. The problem with evergreen content that doesn't have a date is oftentimes it can be, people can come and go, well, when was this written? And is it relevant still? And when you start having people come to your website and start thinking, because you don't want people who come to your website to think. You want them to just, based on the on the articles, based on the design, to just automatically go through and end up on your email list or end up on your programs. Then they can start making up their own stories and bow out as a result of that. By the way, we donated 6,000 meals in April. How? Bruh. I'm still blown away by that. Literally just calculated everything this morning and just sent the payment right before this call. So again, very proud. Gary V says online courses are fake. Are they? Are they? Do you want to talk to the thousands of students who have gotten results, who have now started a podcast as a result of my course? That is a completely clickbait statement. I guarantee you, if we had an actual chat with Gary V, he would go, well, not all online courses are fake. Most of them are fake. And I would agree with that. However, hey, I'm in the middle of doing it and I'm helping people. There's no truth to that particular statement other than the truth is Gary wants more views and Gary wants to make these bold statements. And I understand where he's coming from. I can't hate him for that. He's very bold like that. But I can't believe it because, hey, you can tell that to the dozens of people who email me every day thanking me for my courses like Email Marketing Magic or my podcasting course or my affiliate marketing course. People making money who have never made money with affiliate marketing before. Completely untrue. Xenia and Vlada says, Gary V is fake. Mic drop. Bruh. That's a little harsh though. I love Gary. He and I are good friends. We're both on the organizational advisory board for Pencils of Promise. Very, very, very good guy. Very aggressive New Yorker, right? What is your why? Let's see. Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. Let's see when that pops up because I want to highlight that question. And wow, all these super chats are amazing. We're starting off May in a great way for sure. First of all, super chat coming in from April. Thank you for the amazing connections I've had here because you chosen to show up for us every day. I'm here for you every single day, for sure. Absolutely. What is your why? After recording a masterclass to be my lead magnet, what do you recommend is the next 3 steps to grow the What is Your Why coaching platform? Ultimate goal is to have one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and online courses. The number one way that you can get more clients for your coaching platform is to show what it's like to be working with you. So you can do this in a few ways, right? The classic way to give people an example before they get involved with your courses and pay you is to actually have sort of a free consultation call. Now, I wouldn't recommend this right off the bat, although if you're going manual and you're going one-on-one to start, well, maybe it might make sense because it gets people in the door. And if you can get them on a call for 10, 15 minutes, you can not only use that opportunity to vet them to see if they're a great student for potentially a coaching program that you can offer, but you can actually coach them a little bit during that time to give them a Costco-sized sample, if you will, of what it would be like to work with you ongoing, right? So if you can deliver a lot of value and you're good at those calls and things like that, then those one-on-one little mini sessions can turn into much longer sessions and a client that can continue to pay you month over month, for example. But like I said, not necessarily scalable, and a lot of people don't like getting on the phone. One thing that has worked really well for a lot of people is using a platform where you can coach and show people what it's like to work with you in a more public form. So for example, podcasting. And in fact, my show Ask Pat, after 1,000 episodes, turned into a live coaching call, essentially, that people can listen in on. And even though I don't do one-on-one coaching, that show alone has... I have hundreds of emails now from people going, Pat, how can I hire you to just have a coaching session with you personally? I love your show, Ask Pat. I like your style. I like how you've helped these other people. Can you help me now? And I don't do one-on-one coaching, at least at this moment in time. But as you can see, displaying that ability publicly and even helping a person in a more public forum like that proves your worth and it proves your value and it can get people interested in working with you. So you might be able to do sort of maybe even a giveaway where you can publicly share your coaching process with somebody for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, help them get a result. And I promise you, if you get them a result and it's a result of them working with you, other people are going to want that same result too. So be highly selective with who you select and what their objections are and how you can help them through that. And I love this because it goes back to that strategy we always talk about here, which is let's get one person, one result, because that opens up a can of worms and those worms are delicious, right? So help one person get one result. That unlocks your confidence, but it also unlocks for other people. Wow, this isn't like a made up thing. You've done this for somebody else. And if they share the same objections, if they can relate, then they're going to be more likely to work with you too. Cool. A lot of conversation about Gary Vee here. Yeah, the crazy thing about Gary is he's so good at what he knows he stands for. So good, in fact, that people are getting tired of hearing the same message over and over and over again. But that just proves that he's doing it right, because we can all be Gary Vee in a sense of we know exactly what Gary would say and how he would say it. That's brilliant branding. What would be worse is if you're like, oh yeah, Gary Vee. I mean, I don't even necessarily know what he believes in, and I don't know what he stands for, and thus I don't know if I could recommend him. Now it's like, hey, you either love Gary or you hate him. And if you love Gary, you're all about him and you're helping share that message and sort of amplifying that too. Education on Fire, thank you so much for that super chat today. I appreciate you. All right, by the way, we do have a light goal today. We do have a light goal, and that light goal is, thanks to Ecamm Live, by the way, smartpassiveincome.com/Ecamm if you want to check out Ecamm Live. I have a very, very fast growing video here on YouTube that is about Ecamm Live, and it's going so fast that they reached out to me and they're like, Pat, we'd love to give something to your audience. So today, if we get to 200 likes, so smash that like button right now, destroy it please, because I want to give this away to you. At the end, I'll be scrolling through the comments and somebody at random will win an annual license of Ecamm Live, which is a software program that I'm using right now to go live and do fun things like this. I can even have like a countdown timer, boop, 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 boop. And then sound effects, things like that you can do with Ecamm Live. And it's just so much fun. And so thanks to them, thanks to Katie over there who I've been talking with, and we're gonna give away an annual license today, which will be really fun. Consult the Blind Guy says, what do you think of the Canon M50 for a dual use camera? Dual use meaning photography and video. I know a lot of people who use the M50 for that exact thing. I have not had personal experience with it. In fact, my videographer, Caleb Wojcik, W-O-J-C-I-K, he might be a better person to reach out to. He's very responsive on Twitter. If you ask him his opinion on that, he'll likely reply. Caleb, W-O-J-C-I-K, Wojcik like logic. Cool. Spanish and Go says, we've been using it for our live streams as well, and that is fantastic. All right, coffee time. Next week, I'm also going to be revealing our brand new opener, right? So we have the song now, right?
This is the income stream.
But more than that, we have now a video intro, thanks to a good friend of mine, Austin Saylor, an animation designer who created a really cool logo for us, but also a cool, like, half of that song before the bridge is animated. And I cannot wait to share it with you. So Monday's gonna be great. Monday, however, is going to start 1 hour earlier. I have a ConvertKit board meeting, which of course I can't fly to Idaho to go there right now. So it's gonna be a long meeting in the morning that I have to go to and wanna go to. So I'll be starting 1 hour earlier, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, just Monday only. So just look out for that. Excuse me. Thank you so much for that donation, Rap and Combat. I appreciate you, my friend. I just drank all my coffee and I want more. Amen to that. Amen to that. Hey, Archer says, I love the M50. This is for Consult the Blind Guy, and figured out how to avoid the auto shutoff, which happens at 29 minutes and 59 seconds, right? A lot of these cameras, DSLR cameras, shut off automatically at 29 minutes and 59 seconds because they don't want it to overheat the camera. To be able to figure out how to turn that off would be great. Would be great, because that's happened to me before. All right, more questions, please. More questions. Let's do it. Animated Pat, maybe. Maybe. You'll have to come and see. All right, for online courses, pricing, is it better monthly or per courses? There should be, for online courses specifically with a very specific outcome, there should be a payment that ends, or a one-time payment or a payment plan for a specific price point. It should not be recurring monthly forever for an online course where there's a very specific outcome. Now, membership websites, and yes, membership websites can have online courses embedded in them sometimes, but that's where a monthly recurring or monthly annual payment might make sense. But a one-time payment or a payment plan that supports that one-time payment is proper for an online course. And again, knowing the outcome very specifically is very important. Let's go back to Benny Lewis's course about learning Portuguese, right? In 90 days, I can learn how to have a 15-minute conversation in Portuguese. Great. I'm not going to pay monthly for that, especially after I get that result, unless that's part of the payment plan, right? I'm going to be investing money up front for that result, right? And maybe it's, a $200 program or, $69 for 4 months or something like that. Xenia says, is it just me or is it not the same without Karma in here? Yeah, I knew it was a little bit quiet today, but he's probably working his butt off like he always does. He filmed 120 videos in April. Actually, I think it was more than 120 videos. But he's doing some awesome stuff, I am sure. Awesome. Can you answer question? Grandma Goody's Bible Stories. I'm focused on Made for Kids YouTube videos. No ads, no comments or notifications or cards. What ideas do you have for alternative promo? Yeah, this is a tough one because since Coppa is now being enforced here on YouTube. Coppa is the Child Online Protection Act, Child Online Privacy Protection Act. You have to mark your videos as for kids if they are indeed for kids here. And as a result of that, there are no comments, there are no ads, there's none of that. So it's tough because there are certain protections in place for kids specifically. So perhaps there's a way for you to sort of reach out to the parents and perhaps get them on an email list, for example, so that you can stay in constant contact, not with the kids again, but with the parents who are likely the ones helping make decisions there. And perhaps putting them into a membership website of some kind can be a really great way for you to stay in constant contact with them. Even Patreon might be an interesting issue or interesting option for you for collecting donations and also giving special access to different things that your members can have access to. I think that you'll have to look at what some other channels are doing. I mean, gaming channels, there are so many channels that are for kids that have to now work in this environment, and I would be curious about what they're doing. I don't know the exact best thing to do, but I would look to see what others are doing too, who have been doing this for years and have had to make a change, and likely they're not random changes, they're changes based on smart decisions that they've made that you can sort of understand and get inspired from. Let's see. Coach Deb says, I wonder if Twitch will become the new YouTube spot for creators who have a show made for kids. Yeah, Twitch could be a good option. Thank you, Deb. Twitch is something that I've experimented with, and there's a lot of kids on there, of course, because they're looking at video games, but Twitch is becoming much more than that. There's sort of just for chats. There's music on there. There's education on there now too. Twitch could be a very interesting platform as well. I went in there the other week on my PC over here, and I was just like so lost, like it's just learning a new language, and it just made me feel excited again to potentially learn a new platform. Will this show end up there one day? I don't know. I like it being here on YouTube, but yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons to each of these platforms, right? Just want to say thanks for your advice, Pat. We're about to launch our podcast tomorrow. Congratulations to you, Spanish and Go. That is epic. Epic job. Let's see. Did we get the super chats that came in earlier? Big shout out and thank you to, let's see here. Yeah, a bunch came in. Wow, thank you so much. Let me just give a shout out to all those who came in, and then I want to work in the second half here for you. I want to do a website review, and I want to do a YouTube channel review just to kind of get my wheels going with that and help provide some value there for you as well. But I want to get in here and thank Education on Fire. I want to thank April, and oh gosh, so many others. What is your why? Some great super chats that came in earlier. Thank you. Okay, in addition to past recommendations, I'm thinking of using broadcast media, radio, TV, and podcast to market to them to YouTube. Feedback. Yeah, podcast would be a really amazing platform for you too, for sure. I think that if you can get involved with other people who have children and parents of children as audiences, that would be fun to do collaborations, Grandma Goody. I think that's where you could potentially, and there's a lot of, since you're talking about the Bible, there's a lot of Christian-based and Bible-based sort of kid platforms and kid audiences already. And how might you get involved with connecting with them and serving that audience, and to get not just like more eyeballs on Grandma Goody, but recommendations from people who have already earned the trust with that host, who's then going to be bringing people over. I think that would be a great thing. Pat Flynn, glad you're doing this. I'm already streaming weekly for work, but want to get my side hustle running on YouTube too. This has been a great boost. Great. Thank you so much, Pesh. I appreciate you for that. Questions from Farhan. For a teenage author who basically has no money for ads, promo, how do you suggest to sell more books? So number one, the topic of the book and the positioning of it is going to potentially help sell the book. If the topic is big enough, it could be something that could spread on its own, right? I'm reminded of Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and I think a number of people were here in the chat room talking about this earlier, but Hal Elrod, who's the author, wrote this book called The Miracle Morning, which is essentially a guide on how to wake up earlier and work on your own personal development. And he has this sort of structure in there, sort of a framework called the Savers. So starting your day with silence or meditation, so that's the S, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is journaling, right? And it's just a made-up framework, but now it becomes something so clear and easy for me to sort of relay to you, and that's why that plus the idea that it's just wake up earlier, do stuff for yourself, and feel good, and feel more energized, and get stuff done. That's a very easily shareable thing that people start talking about each other with. This is why The Miracle Morning has sold over 500,000 copies in Brazil alone.
Bruh.
Brazil alone, he's sold 500,000 copies. That's more copies than all my books combined worldwide. And it's because it's just such an easy concept to grasp and because people share it. And he did not spend money on ads, at least not in the beginning. Isn't that crazy? Because of the book and how valuable and how actionable it is. So that's number one. That's where I would focus for sure. Number two, getting in front of other audiences that already exist who would resonate with that topic. And this takes me back to Tim Ferriss's story, which I've told here before. But Tim Ferriss, when he first started the 4-Hour Workweek, he had this book. It was already being written, right? And it was a big deal, but nobody knew who Tim Ferriss was. So what did he do? He went to conferences and he got involved with groups online where he was trying to get so interested in what they were doing that they couldn't help but be interested in what Tim was doing. And I remember when that came out, and I know a couple people who he approached who remember, and this is where I got the story, somebody who he approached was like, this guy Tim came up to me, I didn't know who he was, and he was just so curious about what I was doing and so helpful that I turned around and asked him what he was doing. And he said he was coming out with this book called The 4-Hour Workweek, and I had to get him on my show, or I had to interview him for the blog, and that's how he got all this notoriety right up front, because he was helping other people and going very bullish on that as much as he could up front. So that's what I'd recommend doing for you too. Who out there has the audience that you're targeting for this book, and how might you help them? How might you help those hosts? How might you help those content creators in a way where they're gonna in turn wanna help pay you back and get you in front of their audiences too? Cool. Hopefully that helps. Hashtag sis. Pat should make that an audio sound. I don't know that one. If you could send it to me, I'm always looking for new memes and things to just make this interesting and fun. Speaking of keeping this interesting and fun, I want to do a website review. So pop in your website in the chat. I'm going to pick somebody at random. YouTube won't show me if you just type it in irregularly. So try to find a unique way to get it to me so that I can find it. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do a YouTube channel review. So pick one and put the link in there or the channel name or whatever, and I'm going to do one of each. And then I want to use the tail end of our chat today to essentially crowdsource ideas that we can use. Thank you, James, for the donation. I appreciate that. The dono. I'm going to call it the dono. Thanks for the donation. So one website review, one YouTube channel review, and I want to use the tail end of this chat to have you tell me what kinds of things we want to talk about next week. What are our themes for the week? And I think I want to do this every Friday where I'm going to crowdsource the next week. We can do this together. It's not just me. We're all in this together. So let's do that. Martin also has a great idea. What's Martin's idea? I gave away 65 before sales day, which started today. So giving away some of your books beforehand, building buzz before it, I would definitely make sure that you actually let people know that you have a book coming out as soon as you start writing it. And that's really important too, because I think that builds buzz. You get people involved. And when you get your audience involved, they'll be invested. That's what I say in my book, Super Friends. When you get your audience involved, they'll be more likely to invest. Okay, let's go to a website. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm putting up a website. And that website, I'm hoping pops up. Cool. So let's see. Down with the dono. Okay, wait, that one didn't pop up. Let me try one more time. I can spell. All right. Let's do this. So this is Rohit's website, wowpatterns.com. Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. James, the solar expert. Love it. I know what you talk about on your brand. Very clear. Cool. Wowpatterns.com. This is what it looks like. We're going to go for maybe 3 to 5 minutes here. 100% royalty-free vector patterns free download. Great. Very clear right up front. This is more of one of those websites you go to. You can get access to a whole bunch of images that you might be able to use on your own stuff. And wow, look at all these patterns, right? So this is great. Very clear, very nicely organized. This is a little bit different than the kinds of websites that review, but I still want to offer some perspective here. Popular patterns, that's exactly what I was looking for. On websites like this, any stock photo images, any sort of things like this, I always look for, like when you go to the restaurant, right? Or when we get to go back to restaurants, my eye always goes to, even though I don't necessarily want to all the time, my eye always wants to go to, well, what's popular here, right? And good menus mark in a star or chef's favorite or chef's suggestion, if you will, the most popular ones. And on e-commerce sites or anything where there's multiple things that people can choose from, helping guide people to what you want them to look at or what's popular is really important. Now, if you can back that up, right, with some proof, I don't know if you have necessarily how many downloads each of these things have had, but it might be interesting. I don't know if you're quite at those numbers, but let's say, for example, this one has 5,400 downloads. This one has, 4,300 downloads. This is very popular on stock audio, stock photo sites. That's really cool too, because this also encourages the creator. I don't know if you're creating these or these are being sourced from others, but that helps the creator get behind it and wanted to share it sort of just more too, because they want to get that top spot, right? Pattern of the day, that's great. Now, is that something that I can subscribe to, right? I think the biggest opportunity you have here is right here. Want to stay updated on all the latest patterns, categories, and inspirations? Subscribe today. We need to sell this subscription a little bit more, because here's what happens. Nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, I want more emails. And I don't think they talk like that either. But nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I want more emails. They want what the email will give them. And just simply staying updated is a code word for, hey, let me send you more emails. So we need to do a little bit better job of selling the subscription. So more words, more visuals, more, like maybe there's a specific lead magnet, right? Maybe there's a specific thing that you can offer that people can do with these patterns, right? Top 5 people who, or let's see, 5 creative ways to use patterns that you never thought of before. That would be something worth downloading. And again, I don't know necessarily who it is you're targeting here or what for, but these are vector-based patterns. I don't know if they're using them for print, if they're using them for digital or what have you, but I think another great thing that you can add would be case studies. Case studies of how certain people are actually using these. That would be really amazing too, to bring a community there. And actually now I'm thinking, well, maybe you can subscribe and you could show off the work to the rest of the community. I don't know if you have a community here, but that would be really interesting. I do see you have a login and a place to upload, but is there a community behind here? It feels very, it's a great looking website for this thing that you're offering, but it seems like a ghost town because I don't see any proof, any numbers, any community, no nothing. I think it would be beautiful if you started to build a community on top of this to share how people are using these patterns to give people inspiration, even without them having to subscribe, and thus bringing more people in there for you. So that's my review, and there you go. Ooh, Rapping Comet says, free blank patterns for coloring. That's a good idea, because what I can imagine is, hey, here are these black and white ones that you can use to color with your own colors, right? Like I can take this one here and maybe make it, SPI colored if I'd like. which would be pretty cool. Oh, so this goes to your Instagram. That was kind of unexpected. Oh, okay. No, this was the bottom where your Instagram is sort of mentioned. So here, what can you do with our patterns? So I like this, but I would much rather see, in addition to this, other people who have done this too, right? Like, is this just you doing this, or is this what other people do? View all inspiration. This is neat. This is a really cool website. But I want to see community. These are like, instead of using models, why not use your actual community who's using this to share, hey, here's Jane, she's a member, and she used these popsicle patterns for her shirt, and now her dog wears them on his collar or something, right? That'd be pretty cool. By the way, we are only at 139 likes. I can't give away Ecamm Live unless we get to 200 likes. That is what we're giving away today. Ecamm Live, an annual license to a random person here who's commenting or who gets who comments here. And I'm going to scroll through the comments at the end and give away one of those licenses. I think that's like a $80, $90, that's like an actual thing, right? It's not just like a free story that you get. It's an actual thing. So yeah, pop that in there, hit that like button, and we can get closer to that goal. And I have to leave at exactly the top of the hour because I have a retro call with my team. What is a retro call? A retro call, let me tell you really quick. Retro is a call that my team and I have every single week at the end of the week where we go over our business wins and our business not so great things, and then we talk about personal stuff too. Like even with the team, everybody has time to share what's going on, and that way we can feel more connected to each other. And it's been a really great thing. I didn't even understand how valuable that was until we started doing it, and it just gets the team to be closer together and know each other a little bit more, and it's been really great. So thank you for that website. Let's do a YouTube channel review. Who wants to get there? Actually, I'd love to, I think let me see. We did a website review for Grandma Goody, right? It would be really cool to do a YouTube channel review for Grandma Goody. So why don't we do that? And the reason why I want to do this too is because Grandma Goody comes into every single one of these live streams. I appreciate you, by the way. And secondly, she's taking notes and she pops them into the comments for anybody who comes in later. Like, bruh. Amazing. Thank you for that. So let's review her channel. Grandma Goody's Bible Stories. Now, we talked about the challenge earlier about having this be a kids specific channel and Coppa and the things the challenges that exist there. So I won't be commenting about that, but I will be commenting on, design and the frequency and thumbnail and all that sort of stuff. So again, targeting children, talking about the Bible. We're not talking about religious preferences here. We're talking about the YouTube channel, but anyway. Grandma Goody's Bible Stories. Cool. We need to work on this page. This is, we saw this yesterday with the YouTube channel review. Number one, the channel art can and should include information about your show, should have your face on there since it's very much about you, and have a little bit of a description of what people can expect when they get there. I know and understand the idea of having a lamb here. However, I think we can do a little bit better job of having it be more branded to you like you have on your thumbnails. These are all really great, and I think it's fun. The other thing that you can do is people come here and they're like, cool, Grandma Goody, what is this about? You can have an intro video shown on your channel homepage such that people who visit this for the first time, a video will automatically play, and there you are, and you're telling people what to do. It could be a trailer that you could pop up there, and then you can even have a separate video for people who have already visited your channel and who are already subscribed. So it becomes sort of a way to sort of sell the idea of subscribing to the channel and what it is you do there to keep coming back and all those sorts of things, right? The other challenge because of Coppa that I think you're gonna have is, getting people to get, interested in coming back. I think you have to be more clear with, if you have a schedule when your videos come out, even right there at the top, new videos come out at this time, on this day, that becomes something that these parents and these kids can look forward to. And I think that's really important too. That'll help combat a little bit of the idea of not being able to get notifications and things like that. So just having anybody do that. So Grandma Goody, Bible Stories, this image, I would love to see a different image of you here for the avatar as well. And I know it's the avatar that we see here, but what you're wearing and the colors that you have on you very much blend into the background. And I want to see a closer up photo of you and Grandma Goody. When people start watching your videos, I mean, it's so clear how amazing you are, and the kinds of things that you do. And we've chatted before as well, but so I know that, but other people don't know that. And this avatar image up here is not doing you justice for sure. So let's go to videos. And look at this. You have a beautiful array of thumbnails. These are all great. Let's look at the titles. So you did like an Easter sort of thing, which is really cool. I would also want to check out what your most popular videos are. So Meet Grandma Goody, that's great. That's a great one that could be used on your intro on your homepage, for example. Bedtime stories, Easter, Outside Gets In, Sweet Treat sample video. I think the titles, and again, you have the challenge of not being found on search. So I think a very important strategy for you is to get in front of these other audiences and do collaborations for sure. Let's go to your About. Fun Bible stories for kids, or kiddos, as Grandma Goody calls them, from real Holy Bible told with love, humor, and homespun explanations of strange words and wonders. That's very confusing. I think that we can get a little bit more clear with that. I understand what you're trying to say there, but I think we need to be a lot more there's a fine line between cute and clever and just telling people exactly what this is about so that they understand immediately, right? How would you tell a 6-year-old what your channel is about? That's how we should all, not just this channel, but all of our channels and all of our descriptions of our websites. That's how we should be speaking to people, because we need to have the sort of baseline. What is this about? What is this going to do for me? All right, we're at 166. Rafal's like, let's go for Ecamm Live. We got 34 more likes left. If you have the ability to like this right now, that'd be great, because then we can unlock that prize for you. Diana says, why not found on search? The tough thing is because it is specifically targeted for kids. And because of that, YouTube holds back on sharing these videos because of those rules. It's just been a big thing that happened in January this year, and it's called Coppa, C-O-P-P-A. So again, Grandma Goody, I would look to see other channels and how they are dealing with this. I would also expect that maybe a Facebook community to go along with this could benefit you really well too, to engage and to have conversation, and to even mention that your videos are live and things like that. See how you're doing with playlists. Easter, okay, so you have a few playlists here. Yeah, the big challenge is how are we going to bust through Coppa and still get access? And I think that perhaps because of your personality and how easy it is to talk to you, it might be really cool for you to get exposure from not just other platforms that exist, but maybe even the media. I think especially in this time, there might be some media outlets that have sort of a Christian or Bible-based spin on them that you might be able to get in front of. And especially now, I think kids need more things like this during this time, and nobody knows you exist yet. So let's go and find and take bold actions to get in front of other audiences, and also the media. I think there might be some television stations and even radio stations that might benefit from having you be introduced to their audiences. Cool, good stuff. So let's talk about next week, y'all. Let's talk about next week. We have 10 more minutes to talk about this. Tell me in the chat what kinds of things you'd want to talk about. I have a few ideas. I'd love to, and how I want to structure this is I want to do sort of a little bit of a presentation at the beginning of the video. And the reason why I want to do this is even more than just like telling a quick story that seems kind of random and then going to Q&A. If they're going to be thematic, I would love to structure these videos next week in a way where perhaps the first 5 to 10 minutes is a teaching session where you come on and I'll teach you something, and then the questions come about that sort of theme afterwards. This way also, I can title the videos for that specific topic. It can become something that can be found in search later, because I was just looking at my archive here and I have 45 videos that are chock full of value that nobody is going to ever find because the title is Q&A with Pat Flynn, right? So I think this is going to benefit us a ton and bring a lot more people in. It'll also allow me to create a schedule for you, to have you go, okay, hey everybody, this week this is what we're talking about. I can share that on Sunday, for example. And yes, we go live on the weekends too. So hey, Monday is going to be podcasting versus YouTube, right? Which is something that's definitely one thing I want to do. So YouTube versus podcasting, pros and cons, and then we can talk about each of those platforms and answer questions specifically about that. And that way it just becomes a nice packaged thing that maybe can bring people in They get the teaching that they need right up front, and they go, whoa, this was actually done live. Like, oh, there's people here. That's great. And they can see the chat. The chat they get to see because it was a live stream. I think that would be really fun. So teaching sessions. It'll also give me a little bit more incentive to perhaps even create slides and make it a little bit more entertaining, knowing that, hey, somebody in the future might find this. I have a couple of videos that were done way in the past that were actually live videos that were specific topics, and they were getting found in search, and they have loads of views. Unfortunately, because I didn't build for that, people come on and they're like, come on, get to the point. I can't believe this person talked for a whole hour about this thing. I didn't position it in a great way where a person who could find it later could also get benefit from it. So what kinds of themes would you like to see? Let's talk about that. Growing an email list, I think that is a great one. And I might title these videos, and you might even see this ahead of time. So it might be like, 5 ways to grow your email list, dash the income stream day, whatever, right? Can we batch send questions? You can batch ask questions here, but I don't know. Do a group poll for topics. Yeah, a group poll would be great. I have a couple communities, and this would be something where if I had a membership site, for example, like we could have a specific channel in the membership site just for people who watch the income stream. And then this is where we could do fun things like polls and follow-up conversations and stuff. And I know there is a Slack channel, which is great. And that's what I would get involved with right now. How to talk to camera. That's a good one. You tell me, would that be like, can we talk about that for a whole hour? I think we could, right? Like I could do a presentation on my best tips, and we can use the Q&A after that to do follow-up questions. We can likely get some new ideas of things to talk about afterwards, after the quote-unquote teaching session. Yeah, I think that would be very valuable. And of course, now with a lot of people going live, or a lot of people doing online courses, or just YouTube videos in general, that would obviously be a very good thing. Memberships, I'm writing all these down. In fact, I don't even need to because I get to watch this later, but daily schedule. So content schedule. Guests, that's a great idea. Guests, maybe surprise guests, maybe guests related to that topic. This is seeming like, and let me know if you're excited about this. By the way, we only need 11 more likes for our like goal today, but let me know if this is exciting to you to have these themed days. Perhaps it seemed okay. So this is where I think the late night shows and the daytime shows excel, because they know ahead of time what they're talking about, right? I've mentioned this time and time again. During this time, we're all at a level playing field. Everybody who's hosted a daytime show or a nighttime show, we're all at home. And so this is where I think I can come in and, go, wow, look at this production value, look at the community here, all these things that are better than these other things. Not that I'm trying to compete with them. I'm trying to compete with myself, but I'm using that as inspiration, just so you know. And I think that if we had a schedule ahead of time like they do, like, hey, Monday, this guest coming on, Tuesday, we're going to talk about this, and there's multiple segments in there too. And of course, they keep it fun, they keep it exciting and engaging, which I also want to strive to continue to get better at as well. I think that would be really fun. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But these are all great topics. Let me see some other ones that we could look at. How to do talking head videos would be a broader theme. We can talk about anything for an hour. I believe that. Let's see, guests, best software for YouTube and how that software works together to make awesome shows. So I can do a tutorial, for example, live on how I use TubeBuddy, how I use vidIQ, how I do keyword research when preparing a video. I think, wow, that's a good one. Thank you for that. Who is that? James Brown. Keyword research for video. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so by Sunday, I'm gonna set a goal for myself to, by Sunday, map out the entire week's worth of just the lineup, right? Doesn't SNL do this too? They're like, okay, this week, this guest is coming on. This week, this guest is coming on. Yeah. This is getting exciting. Keeping track of affiliate stuff, affiliate companies. So there's an affiliate marketing thing here, sponsorships, email lists, physical products, video intro bumpers, taglines, and headers. Wow. Okay, we have like a year's worth of content here, which is great. I love that. And wow, we reached our goal with 5 minutes to spare. Well done, everybody. Topic, how to decide which online speaking guest invites to accept. I'm sure you get a ton. Cool. 101 coaching programs, entire video prep workflow, SEO for YouTube and WordPress. Some people wait until the end on purpose, says Hey Archer, right? I mean, this is, by the way, this is always what happens. When I do a launch, 60% of the sales come on the last day. It literally happens every time. Copyright, how to conduct a great interview. Ooh, yeah, these are all great. Storyboarding, baby. Storyboarding, baby. Yes, SNL has writers, so kudos to you, Pat Flynn, for doing this research. And yeah, this is great, guys. Thank you so much. You are helping make this show even better. I'm looking forward to next week. It'll be an experiment. I'll come back with you over the weekend after next week to sort of reassess, so we could look over things and we could work together. I'm like, use me, right? Use me. I'm just your tool. So I'm a tool. Use me. You tell me what I can do better to help you. Okay, I'm a tool. Can't believe I said that, but yes. Structuring group coaching, that's great, Dan. How to structure a group coaching call, right? And I want to make these very searchable. So Dan, right, Dan Norton, by the way, who is helping me with these clips, they could be pulled out from the live stream, and now that'll be very specific. But it's okay that it doubles up, and I'm gonna try to have the beginning of each of these calls or each of these income stream shows, here on YouTube, on my channel here, standalone, but we can take these clips out and publish them on the income stream clips too. Did Pat say, yes, I'm a tool? Yes, I did. Okay, so we got a giveaway to do. Let's do it. So how this works, I'm going to scroll all the way through, just up and down randomly, and wherever the cursor lands, I don't know if you can see the cursor, sort of that little guy right there. That will determine who the winner is. So 1 annual license of Ecamm Live, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, bro. Hey Archer. I know you have Ecamm Live already. So what would you like me to do? We can get you a second account if you'd like, or we can give it away to somebody else. I'd love to give you something though. Maybe we can chat and I can help you out on your stuff as a result, if we want to give away to somebody else. So let me know, hey Archer. Insane, Ecamm Live, wow, pick me, how do we win? So yeah, this was the funny because it was about Ecamm Live as being the greatest pick ever. So you let me know, hey Archer. I'm waiting for your comment. Congrats, Hey Archer. Yeah, but Hey Archer, I can donate it. Hey guys, let's give a big shout out and subscribe to Hey Archer, by the way, because he's a great guy. He's doing some fun stuff. Great animator, great illustrator. Check him out. So well done. Let's do it again. We got 3, 2, I'm stopping. All right, Sukhman Singh, what I want you to do, congratulations, send an email to pat@patflynn.com. Sukhman, I'm gonna write your name down. Congratulations to you, and yeah, well done, you won. Congratulations. Cool. Send an email to pat@patflynn.com. and we'll get you hooked up with the annual license for Ecamm Live. Cool, and we are gonna get more licenses, I promise, because they said they wanted to help us out so much because they've enjoyed the live stream, they love how we're using Ecamm Live, they love the video that I created. I'm gonna create more videos on more advanced ways to use Ecamm Live as well, and so congrats. Sukhman, appreciate you, and everybody here who has been watching the income stream for the last 46 days. You're just incredible. I appreciate you so much. We donated 6,000 meals in April together. How incredible is that? One more time. Boom, look at that. Transaction amount, it was a little under 1,200, but I rounded it up. But look at that. We donated $1,200, yo, to help people in San Diego who need help during this time. Thank you so much for helping with that. This month we are donating to Project Cure. If you can look them up on Charity Navigator if you'd like. They're helping people in the medical field right now who obviously need that help and need that equipment. So thank you all for the super chats today. I appreciate you. Team Flynn, you are amazing. I cannot believe we donated over 6,000 meals and that you're still here with me after 40 some odd days. And we're going to keep going. I cannot wait to do the video here on YouTube. I went live for 100 days straight, and here's what happened. I created one recently that was I went live for 30 days straight. And if you haven't seen that yet, you can see the results of what has happened here on the channel with my views, my subscribers, my income and such on the YouTube channel as a result of going live. But hey, we're not stopping. We're not stopping, yo. Peace out. Thank you so much, Team Flynn, for the win. I appreciate you. Take care. Stay safe. Stay inside. We're going to get through this. As long as we're doing this together, I'm going to be here for you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, we do this on the weekends as well. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification icon, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Have a fabulous day. Everybody, I appreciate you. Ellen, you're amazing. Aaron, Sold the Blind Guy, JT, AV, Rap and Combat, Wendy, Bert, Francis, yes, April, Johnny, Bert. Appreciate you.
Bruh.